Hey guys, Cruxal. Here's a no bullshit guide to AWPing on Mirage. This is a return of one of my favorite series that I've done. I haven't done an episode in a while. First up is going to be hitting this jump. You're going to want to strafe and make sure you hit that every time. It takes a lot of practice, but it saves you a lot of time going back and forth towards this window. This can mean the difference of you hitting a quick frag in the beginning of the round or on a rotate that can really affect the round heavily. I'm going to go over B site first here. Some fucking nice transitions going on. This is the point of no return. Once you hit this angle, this is where oppers are going to hit you from apps. So make sure you cross this very quickly or flash if you're going to cross it, as well as pushing up through here. Basically anything past this door into the archway. They can see your whole body. It takes up their whole scope and it's a really easy shot to hit. Like I said, you're not Kenny S, so quit fucking pre-aiming this tight. You're gonna have to flick over anyway, so what I do is aim far and then flick back if I need to, but this way I have the time to react and not have to move my scope. Also, if you whiff this first shot, it's best to fall back and try to hold a more passive angle. That way, in case you whiff again, you're not in a position without cover and they can't dick on you. Like I've said before, if you miss a shot with an op, you're target number one and they're going to go for you. When it comes to holding B site, yes, this angle is a bit aggressive, but it really does offer a really easy frag, as pretty much anything that you see movement on, you can shoot. Anybody that's going to push up close, you'll see them in your entire scope, and anyone walking up the stairs as well. Here's a perfect example. It's really hard to miss that shot. If you do, you should probably hang up AWPing for good because you fucking suck. Bench, in my opinion, is the most advantageous post-plant spot. It's going to be a really easy frag for people pushing out. Unless they have an op as well, they're probably not going to dick on you, and you can get the really easy frag. Playing on truck here is not really recommended unless you have someone strong in apps. But even then, if they mow down that guy in apps, you're just going to be the next target, and they're probably going to fuck you up right after. Holding this angle on bench is really good for an aggressive push, but if you miss it, make sure you know to fall back because they're going to push cat pretty fast after that. If you're standing on this barrel trying to hold apps, make sure you're close to the edge so that after you shoot, it's a pretty easy way to fall back into cover. If not, the whole time of you walking forward off the barrel can cost your life, as the enemies will probably be trying to trade any frags that you get. This is a great off angle to play with an op because as you see the people, they're going to be out of cover and the nearest cover is far to the right, so they're not going to have much time to react. It usually grants one easy frag, but make sure you fall back as they can't see you through the wall, but it is tradable if they peek the window. This is another great angle to hold afterwards if you get the frag to get a second one. For the love of God, on tight angles like this, if you're shit enough to miss the first shot, don't re-peek or else they're going to dick you. Especially if they have rifles, they're just going to be aiming head level and dink you immediately. If the bomb's ever planted right here, it's a really common post-plant to just sit in this corner, so make sure you try to wallbang that, as it is wallbangable and it usually grants a pretty easy frag without them knowing that you're there. There's another super OB wallbang that everyone knows, but it's really punishable if they're spraying through the wood. It's usually pretty easy to see where the sprays are coming from, and make sure you punish them. There's another wallbang not many people know about. I showed in my original No BS Mirage. But it's super OP if you hear him running down, rotating and shit like that. If you're pushing from cat after you clear the original angles, when you peek bench, sometimes peek on this ledge in the back. Just that extra 1 foot of height above where the normal player model is can cost you to get legged instead of normally opt. And that way you can get the shot in case you're a little bit later. Also, stop going for jump shots here, you fucking pussy. You're never going to get to play that good. Next up, I'm going to go over the middle of Mirage, which is without a doubt the area that you can dominate with an op if the other team doesn't know how to fucking counter it, which is most enemies in Nova and Silver ranks. Up versus this smoke I've shown you before, it smokes the cross. If you can get a teammate to stand on this garbage bag, it's really a good peek to jump over. They don't have the reactions to quite peek up. Make sure you're quicker than them though, as they can still see your head. Also, you're available to get shot from multiple angles, so make sure you get the shot off quick and fall back. Pushing up cat here can grant some really nice off-angle frags, because not many people push up here with an op. But make sure you don't peek too deep. Be in this position because then you can still see the right side of cat, and as they push up, and you have cover to fall back on in case you need it, which is definitely going to be needed if you whiff your shots. If you keep losing in this battle, make sure you try to go into connector. It's a great secondary angle that a lot of people forget about, especially at lower ranks. They don't realize it exists. This lower peek is really OP because, as you can see, it's really hard to see the player head at first if you peek it just right. Here's a couple one-way smokes I've showed you. First one, get into this corner of the thing there and aim at the dark stain. I'm going to show a little color-corrected version there. It's going to smoke off the window so that the left side is peekable. This is a very common smoke that people don't really realize to punish yet. But you can see pretty much all of mid, and it's kind of OP to use. You're kind of a bitch if you use it, though. Try to just work on your aim in general. But I'm going to show you regardless. The other one, get in this corner, aim at the other dark point that I'm going to show you here. This smokes off the right side, and it's less visible to see the left side. You really can't see shit. But this one's super OP for if they push to the right side. They can't see you at all and you could see tons of them. So make sure if anything's ever smoked here and your teammates didn't do it, it's obviously a one-way. So start learning to pre-fire those and you'll get some pretty nice kills. If they're using a lot of utilities and you miss your initial shot in mid and you know they're pushing up cat, hopping on this easel here is a really nice off angle as they're pushing out. It usually grants you one frag if you have nice enough reactions and you have some cover to re-peek if need be. It's just a really nice spot that people don't remember. Also, it allows you to get a really quick rotate if you're able to hit these strafes in a row and follow them up behind cat. A lot of them won't even have someone watching. If you're going to peek mid and you're late, try to shoulder peek to bait out the shot. This is one thing that a lot of people forget you can do. And that way the opper will hopefully miss and you'll just re-peek them as they're bolting. Like I suggested before, make sure that you watch for the repeak in connector there. I see this happening a lot at lower ranks, and it's really dumb. If you're in a whiff war with another sniper on the enemy team and you keep peeking back and forth, don't end up jumping in the middle here, because that animation really costs you a lot of time. Unless you're playing against Helen Keller, they're always going to get the shot off on you and kill you before you can kill them. Last but not least is A site. God damn, this animation is really smooth. Anyways, this is a really good site for owning with ops as well. Especially on T side, people forget about it. If you have a late push, make sure you watch for this crosshair. It can usually grant you an easy frag when people are trying to get to stairs. And if you peek this, again, shoulder peek if they're quick. That way you can bait out a shot and hopefully kill them before they go. Quit crouch peeking and shit like that, because they only have to see this tiny gap, and any change of color, they're going to see you and they're going to immediately frag on you. Also, stairs, if you're watching it, try to not be at a wide enough angle to where you can be seen from jungle, or else you're going to get opt and wonder where they're from. Once you clear this angle, make sure you watch for stairs as well, because people often aggressively opt from here. It can grant you some pretty easy frags and a really nice, quick way to fall back. As well as stairs, if you're on the stairs, try to stay to the right side so that you can fall back really easily off to the side, and then repeat to the side. If you keep missing, jump on these boxes in the back. This is a great off angle that people forget about. You are vulnerable from connector though. If you know someone's near jungle or stairs, and you cleared stairs, make sure you check this little gap. You can see people exiting out of jungle really easily, and they can never see you. It's really wide angle as well once you're scoped in. If the enemy smoke you on this side, you can jump up and kind of see over the smoke. It's a bit of a one-way, but it doesn't work as well as normal one-ways. You are kind of vulnerable though, because they can see your head. And if you're T-side, if this is ever scoped, make sure you're watching this angle and making sure they don't jump on ticket booth, because that's an easy frag for them. Last but not least, this box is super spammable, so make sure you abuse the fuck out of it. Thanks for watching.
Thought I was dumb, but no bitch, I don't stop. Act like you don't care, but we know you lie. If you were to give him the offers I got, put that check in his face and I bet he gon' pop.